In this video, I'm going to show you how to get every mutation in the Busy Bees update in Grow a Garden. So yeah, inside of the most recent update inside the game, they actually included a bunch of new events and a bunch of new mutations that have also been added. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, some of them include some pretty crazy events like this one. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can unlock every new mutation that's been added inside this update. And there actually is a few, so make sure you guys watch the entire video so you guys can see everything. So yeah, let's get into showing you guys everything right now. So yeah, the first mutation we're going to be starting with is the Pollinated mutation. And this one's actually the easiest one out of the few, and this one's extremely easy. All you literally need to do is just be inside of the game, and then as you can see, this one of these bees will fly over to your garden from the middle area, and he'll select a random plant, and he'll go ahead and make it pollinated just like this one, as you can see. And yeah, they actually do it pretty frequently. I think this bee flies over maybe every like 30 seconds or every minute, so he actually makes a lot of these plants mutated pretty quickly. As you can see, some of these grapes also have the pollinated mutation. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the multiplier is for these pollinated plants, but let's go ahead and figure that out right now. Let's grab a regular pollinated grape and then a regular grape. So yeah, let's see how much the multiplier is of this. I'm assuming it's not too insane, probably because it actually this pollinated mutation occurs so often, so it probably isn't that good of a multiplier. And yeah, these are just about equal in value. So I think the multiplier for pollinated is 3x, I believe, because the regular grape value was 7,000 and the pollinated value is like 21,000. So yeah, the pollinated mutation is a 3x, so honestly not too bad. But also what you can do with these pollinated plants is, let me go ahead and pick the rest of them, because we can go ahead and turn it into that machine over there in the middle. So let me go ahead and grab a few more of these pollinated plants, and there we go. Let's go ahead and head over to this machine right here, and we can go ahead and give this the plant. And now what's going to do is it'll take 3 minutes and give us a bunch of honey in return, and we're going to need this honey to actually acquire the next mutation. So make sure you guys do give this guy all of your pollinated plants, or at least the ones that aren't too valuable, but try and make it worth or weigh at least 10 kg, because that's the heaviest thing you can put inside of here. So try and get a 10 kg fruit, and you're going to need to run this over and over again. So make sure you keep doing this every 3 minutes with all of these pollinated plants that you do get, because you guys will see why very soon. And yeah, they also, another thing they did add right here is inside of the exclusive, or this limited shop, they added an exclusive flower egg right here, which is actually pretty cool. Or not egg, sorry, it is a seed pack, but it has a chance to contain a sunflower, which is apparently a 0.5, but if you hit this question mark, I don't know why it says 7%. I'm not sure which percent is the real one, but yeah, still pretty cool, and I have no clue what this 1% is. It might be like a rainbow version or something. That would be insane. But yeah, we're not going to be buying any of these just yet, because I think there's a way to actually acquire these for a lot cheaper, and that is by using the swarm event. However, it is not here yet. We're gonna have to wait a little bit for that to spawn in, but in the meantime, we're gonna spam this guy right here, and he's gonna be going to work for us, and he's gonna be giving us all of these pollinated fruits. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and abuse him for the next 47 minutes, and we'll come back, and hopefully the shop is here. All right, boys, we are back, and as you can see, the swarm event does not start for a few minutes, but I've actually gathered up 80 honey, as you can see in the bottom left. So let's go ahead and see if we can spend a bit of it to actually get ourselves this next mutation that we need. So we can actually afford one of these flower seed packs for free with the honey, so we'll take that. There also is a hive fruit seed. I want to check that out too. And then we have a honey sprinkler, which this is actually how you can get the third and last mutation that was added in this update. So the last and final mutation that we have is called the glaze, the honey glaze mutation. To get this mutation, there's actually 2 different ways. One, you can just straight up buy this honey sprinkler, and what this thing will do is it will actually give the honey glaze mutation to all the pets that are around this sprinkler, which are not all of them, but I think most of them. So it's actually pretty worth it. However, it's only worth it if you can get it in stock and spend the honey on it. I don't think it's worth spending 200 Robux on it, because it's not going to last very long. But then the second way you can actually get the honey glaze mutation is from this bee egg, and you do need a specific pet from it. We're going to go ahead and buy a few of these and see if we can maybe get lucky enough to get the pet, which is, I believe, this bear bee right here, which is a 5%. So yeah, not going to lie, pretty difficult to actually acquire, but we're going to go ahead and buy a few of these. Alright, and as you can see, I went ahead and got my hands on 4 of these bee eggs, so hopefully we can get something good from these. I am going to need to skip the growth on one of these eggs though, these night eggs that I had growing, because I actually don't have any other slots placed. But yeah, now let's go ahead and plant this thing down. And how long does it take? Okay, 4 hours, not too bad. Alright, went ahead and skipped the growth. Let's go and hatch this thing, bro. We need this bear bee to be able to get this last mutation, so hopefully we can get it. And we got the regular bee. Alright, bro, I think this is like the 65% pet, so honestly it's pretty trash, I think. So yeah, let's go ahead and pick up one of our echo frogs for now, because we can go ahead and place down this bee. But yeah, the ability on this thing is pretty trash. As you can see, every 25 minutes it flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it, but it's 25 minutes, bro. Like, I'm not trying to wait that long. Hopefully we can go and hatch something better with this next egg. Come on, bro, do not give me that regular standard bee. And we got the same thing, bro. Are we serious? All right, boys, our third egg. Let's see if this can actually become a bear bee. Come on. And okay, I think it's actually not the worst one though. And all right, this is the honey bee. It does the exact same thing, except the timer is a little bit less, which is, I guess, slightly better, but still not too great. We're now down to our final bee egg, boys. Hopefully this can be something good. Come on. And bruh, Are we serious? Alright, we also do have this high fruit seed, so let's go ahead and plant this thing down. And yeah, I wonder how big this thing is gonna get. Let's go ahead and plant a bunch of water on here. Let's get this going up quick. Alright, this watering can is doing some pretty good work. As you can see, we already have the plant growing up pretty quick. Alright, and there we go. It is now finished. Let's see maybe what the value of whatever this thing does give us. Alright, I went ahead and purchased 2 more bee eggs. Maybe we can get this bear bee right now. Alright, and the first egg, or the 5th egg, I guess actually, is gonna be giving us another bee, bro. Great. Alright, final egg. Are we gonna get something besides the most common bee in the game? And no, we're not, bro. That's just great. Yeah, I've had enough of these eggs in this game. My luck is just absolutely terrible. We do have this flower seed pack, however, we can go ahead and open up, and we'll see if we can maybe get a rare plant. And yeah, I think the best one to get is the sunflower, but yeah, our luck is just terrible, like I mentioned, so we're not gonna be getting anything. Alright, boys, so for this next mutation, I'm actually inside of the game before they actually updated, because we're showing off the black hole mutation. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how you get to spawn this thing in yet, but all I know is that it's actually possible to spawn in from the developers of the game, so they can spawn it in. But in terms of it just randomly spawning from an event, I think it's just a random chance. Alright, boys, here we go. The first ever black hole event that's happening inside of the game. This is pretty insane. As you can see, if we look up, bro, what is happening? So apparently if we jump, we are gonna get sucked in. I have no clue, bro. I hope it just mutates all of our plants and gives us some pretty cool multipliers, so hopefully that's what it does. But yeah, this is definitely probably one of the craziest events I've seen in this game for sure. And alright, I wonder what's about to happen. This is actually taking a second. Alright, boys, well, that was probably one of the craziest events I've ever witnessed. But yeah, as you can see, if we actually check on one of these plants that I should have, where did this thing go, bro? It was literally right here. There we go, boys. As you can see, it's this blood banana. It has the void touched mutation, which is from that black hole. So that's honestly pretty insane. I don't know what the multiplier is, but we're gonna go ahead and pick it up and see. So yeah, we have the first ever blood banana that actually has the void touch mutation on it, or at least it was from the first ever event that was spawned in, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, check how much this is worth and then get on to the next mutation. So let's see how much this is worth, and it is worth 7 mil. That's pretty nice considering there's not too much on this plant. So let's also compare this mutation to a regular banana that just doesn't have the mutation on it. So let's see what the difference is. So before it was 7 mil and now it's 2 mil. So from what it's looking like, it seems like the multiplier from the void touch mutation is either like a 2 or 3x. I don't think it's anything too insane, but it's still pretty cool. But yeah, now let's move on to the next mutation. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, every single bee that is inside of this bee egg actually does the exact same thing except the bear bee, which has the chance for the honey glaze mutation. But I think every other bee inside of this egg literally does the same thing, except the better the pet is, the less duration that the time is. So since you guys saw earlier that this regular bee was like 20 minutes to make a pet pollinated, or not a pet, a plant, and then the honey bee was like 15 minutes. I think the queen bee is like extremely quick, and it's actually a really good pet if you can get this thing. But yeah, unfortunately my luck is just not good enough. Alright, boys, well, it seems like this VIP server I was in was kind of broken, but I went ahead and joined the public, and now it's actually working because the bees are now flying over there and pollinating all my stuff. But yeah, unfortunately there is no more bees or sprinklers inside of the shops. That's pretty unfortunate. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get that third and final mutation in this video, which is pretty sad, but at least we got 2 of them. And yeah, you guys also now know how to get the last one, but it is not the easiest. All you gotta do is just hope for the best whenever you are growing one of those bee eggs, so hopefully get the bear bee. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop these 2 flower seed packs we got. Let's see if we can maybe get something rare. And my first one was pretty bad, and second one was just as bad. That's actually great. But yeah, boys, we're now starting to actually get some of these hive fruits to actually grow. Let's see what the base sell is for these things, because why not? So yeah, we have the hive fruit right here. Let's see how much it's worth, and 10,000. Okay, that's not too bad, but I think it could be a little bit better in my opinion. This thing only weighs 9 kg though, so I guess it could be a little bit bigger, but who even knows, to be honest. I bet if we can get a massive hive fruit though, it's probably going to be extremely valuable. Like, as you can see, I got this massive mango and that massive beanstalk. But yeah, the last tip I do have for you guys is to just stay as active as you can inside the game, because sometimes there will just be random events that occur, and it will pretty much just mutate a lot of your plants. So the biggest recommendation to get some of these mutations is just stay in the game, because you will be very surprised as to how many mutations you actually get. Also, for this void touch mutation that was just added, I actually had no clue, but apparently the multiplier for this is 135x, which is actually insane. Let's go and sell this coconut I have with only the void touch mutation, and yeah, if we go and sell this thing, we get 100,000. That's pretty nice. But yeah, if you can get like this massive beanstalk I have, and if you can actually get like the void touch mutation on this, you're gonna be making some big profit. I think the best recommendation I have is to try your best to get a big fruit growing like this, and then try to get as many mutations as you can on it, so it can sell for the most value. But yeah, boys, that pretty much is everything for the video. Hopefully this video is able to help some of you guys out, and if you have any questions about the mutations, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try my best to answer some of them. But yeah, make sure you guys head over to Discord server if you guys want. A link of that will be in the description. Make sure you guys also check out my Roblox UGC as well. This vortex over my shoulder is a pretty cool item. I really appreciate if you guys would buy it. And make sure you guys subscribe subscribe to the channel as well, because we're on the road to 100k subs. I really appreciate if you guys subscribe. And yeah, thank you boys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.